Once upon a time, in a dreary little hamlet, there lived a snot-nosed creep by the name of Toby Dammit. Toby was a young man with the attitude of a curmudgeon. He spent his days in the graveyard, tending to the garden. As the groundskeeper, he looked over the tombstones, mowed renegade grass, and picked up any loose bones. Then one fateful day, he was visited by she, whose father owned the graveyard, the darling Annabel Lee. Annabel had brought her cat. It perched up on a grave, while she flirted with Toby and begged him to misbehave.
Please come out, Toby. Let's play with my cat.
Toby stopped himself and looked where the feline sat. Its fur was black like the darkest night, and its glowing eyes gave way to fright. Sorry, Annabel, I must mow the grounds. Maybe later if you're still around. Annabel shook her head and picked up a daisy. She taunted him.
You're too lazy. I could finish the grounds in 20 minutes flat. Then we could go and play with my cat.
I could do it that fast. Let's bet, Toby said. In fact, I'm willing to bet the devil my head. With that, he was off, zooming between markers, and as he sped, the days grew darker. The mower grew louder. Toby stared down. Just then, Annabel's cat hopped to the ground. In an instant was the moment most dreaded. The engine revved, and the cat was shredded. As fast as she could, Annabel arrived, and she quickly found out cats don't have 9 lives. Toby apologized. He felt truly horrible. His head in his hands, his actions deplorable.
Well,
Annabel sobbed.
We're in a cemetery. Grab a shovel. We might as well bury.
They pieced together the cat and carried it in a shoebox, dug a ditch, threw it in, and covered it with rocks. The two loomed over the grave. Annabel began to pray. Toby apologized again and went on his way. But what Toby didn't know about Annabel Lee was that she was a sweet little girl with a knack to Ouija. She asked the board about her dead pet, and what it spelled made her sweat. M-E-O-W. Perhaps only human ghosts have to say boo. Back at home, Toby tried to sleep, but his shame was rooted far too deep. Yet just when he was snug, the wind began to blow, and a scratching boomed from outside of his window. Toby perked up. He heard a faint meow. No, Toby thought. It can't be. How? He arose to the window, but there was nothing below. Thinking it a trick, Toby decided to go. Outside there were scratch marks and fresh cat footprints. If it were Annabel, she simply left no hints. Toby grew nervous, his skin as cold as ice. Was he being haunted by a purring poltergeist? Just as he stood, on the verge of losing his mind, Toby Dammit spotted the phantom feline. It began to creep toward him, a walking kitten corpse. Toby waved his arms and tried to show remorse. He ran through the graveyard, screaming for help, but no one heard Toby or his feeble yelps. I'll be safe in the tool shed. I'll bet the devil my head. So he ran inside the little shack, while his heart raced with dread. But safety was no option. There was no place to go when Annabelle's cat jumped in through a window. The kitten hopped up on a shelf, knocking over a weed whacker. The machinery came spiraling down, mutilating our unfortunate slacker. The cat looked on, because just like it was shredded, our dearest little Toby Dammit had also been beheaded. And so, the moral of the story that I have just read is that no matter what, boys and girls, never bet the devil your head.